Yeah. Bill and I, we're running this show. Digital land, let the blockchain flow. Pod to the cast, we ride the air. NFT dreams like we just don't care. Metaverse wild, like a zombie horde. Earth to terrain, we're never bored. VV collectibles stacking high. Bill and I, we touch the sky. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Yeah. Bill lays down wisdom like it's gold. I'm the zombie breaking every mold. Virtual lands where our roots grow deep. Podcasts alive, we never sleep. Podcast kings in the cyber realm. Forward thinking, we at the helm. Digital land, new frontiers we take. Binary zone that we co-create. Digital world, we rule this space. NFT riches, we're on the chase. Metaverse dreams, a brand new guide. Zombie and Bill side by side. Digital world, we rule this space.
We're ready.
Ready.
It's not as fashionable as I thought it would be.
Damn, you freaking Martha Stewarted that stuff.
Yeah, I just wrapped it straight around. You gotta protect the skull from radio waves.
Nice, looking sharp.
From the AI.
What's going on, Randy? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. I just got off a space that Casey was hosting. I may have said something inappropriate as soon as Sanjay got on. Like,
you said Casey?
Yeah, K Collections.
Oh, Casey. Okay, I think I meant Pacey from Earth 2.
Oh, no, Casey. K is in Kilo, C is in Charlie.
Yeah, I know Casey, yeah.
And then, yeah, we it wasn't a recorded space, so we were just talking about, like, debauchery. And Mr. MC1 comes on as soon as I say something debaucherous, and then he logs right off as soon as I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a call about that."
Randy, come on, man.
He knows you well enough by now, right?
Yeah,
should, right.
So that was. But shout out to her, O'Milly, and a couple other people on there. So it was fun.
That's cool. Yeah, I got a chance to meet her at in New York Comic-Con.
Yeah. Shout out to William Kiefer saying first time tuning in. Let's see what you guys do. Can't be bad with the real Randy Chavez. Thank you.
Oh wow, we're getting some street cred.
Yeah. So we scheduled the show, and we did not realize that we were going to get an Epstein file dump.
Oh my god!
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we got what 3 million files.
Oh god, it was insane. There's so we got to talk about it. I'll let you lead. It's y'all's show.
It's a deep, dark rabbit hole that we've tried to run out of a long time ago. Years. We used to talk about this stuff all the time, and it just got old. I had tons of books on it. You know, back from the 70s, 80s. 90s.
Wait, tons of books on what?
All these topics.
Deep state, conspiracy.
On exactly what's in the Epstein list.
Jekyll Island, probably. I know Bill. Like
human trafficking, sex slavery, mind control, eating kids, putting them in cages, all that stuff.
Spirit cooking.
Yeah. That's what was all in the Epstein dump.
I saw the cage part. The cage part, the first thing that jumped out of me with that was that looks like, now granted, a lot of what we're going to talk about for people that are just follow us for finance or Earth 2 stuff, we're getting woo-woo, but we're not talking about normal people here. No. Whenever you think like, no, who would do that? Sick and crazy people would do that. And this is who we're talking about. So it's most people, let's face it, that I don't want to say like they're vanilla, but we've seen the movies where like, you know, these girls are talking about like, oh, like the dirtiest thing they've done. And it's like completely vanilla. And the one girl that's just like kind of embarrassed to say like, oh, I did this X, Y, and Z at the same time. And they're like, that is
eyes wide shut.
Tip of the iceberg. So years. When I see like someone in a cage, to me that like, especially in like a Epstein like sexual way, it's like, okay, that's probably a kink, or that's probably like role playing type of deal. But then I think, okay, well, it's Epstein and anything goes. He might have actually kept people in cages. Like he
Not just
probably
Epstein.
did.
MK Ultra program also had kids in cages. They would torture them at a very young age. They would electrify the outer cages, and then they would make them drink like urine and excrement, and then they would pull them out of the cages. They would love them, then they would torture them, then they'd love them and torture them. And the whole idea was to fracture their minds so that they could build these layers within them and create alter personas.
Well,
so that was going on in the 70s.
Yeah. The mind has to compartmentalize things, right? Or else it'll just like eat itself. So it has to break things apart and separate them. And that's what the MK Ultra is
Fritz
all
Springmeier
about.
was really famous for blowing all that out a long time ago. I had all his books. I actually just sold one on eBay for $1,000. One of his original books from the author. He's since disappeared. But he went to prison for like 9 years for exposing the government for all kinds of experiments and everything. So wild stuff. Hi, bye. See ya.
Bye.
A lot of people can't handle it. I actually had to stop reading it for a long time too.
Yeah.
But we do know that stuff's declassified. So this stuff, I say all that to say that all this stuff in the Epstein documents, whether some of it's true or false, we just know that the government itself was experimenting with things like that anyways.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I don't know if certain things evolved or it's like, well, it started off as this, but then it became this. Do you guys remember the GATE program in like school?
Yeah, he was on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That was wild.
No,
the GATE program was from the GATE.
Oh, no, I thought you meant Epstein.
No.
Go ahead. What about the GATE program?
So it was meant for kids in like elementary school. I don't know how they chose you, but you would like go to these like extra rooms for like study. I thought I was like, did it. But then it was like, because I was like the only one that was like doing this from my class, and there was a couple others from like others where you just go in and you get to do these like extra problems, and you get like pink bubblegum type thing as a reward, and it was just it was very so it was called the GATE program, and I thought it was like a fever dream because like nobody else knew it until I saw a TikTok like a few months ago. Where, like, do you remember the GATE program? I was like, I wasn't a dream. And yeah, so there was like you had groups in there too, but I like didn't know any of the rest of the kids. I don't know if they like bust them or whatever. But they
well, Millie says put the tinfoil hat on.
What's up, Millie? I was just talking about you. All good things. But then they wound up not doing it after a while, or maybe I aged out, or I was too dumb, or it ended. But I know at some point the GATE program ended. I don't know if that was like an offshoot from like MK Ultra, where like let's take it and rebrand it as something else.
Probably. I thought it was interesting even that famous doctors from MK Ultra later was replaced by Kamala's mom.
Really?
Did you hear about that? Yeah, she worked for what was the name of the doctor? It was a very famous doctor in Canada running the program, and she went and replaced him.
Really?
And Irving or Ed, forget the name of the very famous doctor in MK Ultra. And Ewing Cameron. Oh no, was it Ewing Cameron? Doctor, let me look it up. So, she also worked in the program, and it kind of similar to when you see Kamala Harris. She almost seems like she's an empty vessel, Not saying that she's mind control, but she seems like she'd be a child of one.
Well, it's funny. She was. I'm from the Bay Area, obviously. Giants represent, and Willie Brown was the mayor of San Francisco, and that was like his side piece before she got with Montel Jordan. Montel Williams, I mean. So, she's kind of locally known a little bit too.
Yeah. And they moved up to Canada for a period of time, and then they moved, and she moved back to the Bay Area. So it's pretty wild. I never knew that until she ran for president. That information started coming out.
Yeah, Candace did a deep dive on her, trying to find out what was it about her mom or dad. I forget which one.
All of it, yeah. Trying to
Something to
expose
do
all
with
her family.
Yeah,
But
something to do with her past. Like it was super sketchy.
yeah, and all of these elitists around the world are also raised by transgenders. Very interesting too.
Look,
Obama, right, in Indonesia had a transgender nanny. Very
George Bush
strange.
Jr.
What's that?
George Bush Jr. You ever seen his mom?
Looks very tranny-ish,
Oh
right?
man, that's a
Wait,
man,
Laura,
baby.
wait, no, not Laura, but wait, who's George?
Dude, that's a man, baby.
That's a man, baby.
Wait, George H.W. Bush's wife?
Yeah, George Senior's wife. Yeah, that's a man.
And then you look at the Epstein dump, and it
I'll pull her
alleges
up.
that Bush Senior was with another guy on a yacht, and then they were sacrificing a kid. Like, what? But then you had Alex Jones how many years ago talking about in Bohemian Grove how they were called the good old boys, right?
Mhm.
And there will be male prostitutes there too. Like, wild stuff. So you hear stuff from the past, and then you hear about this dump, and you're almost like, well, it's believable. You know what I mean? It's kind of believable. Not saying it's true, but it could be true.
The part about the male prostitutes, I feel like if you look at like the Pentagon pizza index, where it says like, okay, who is you can basically tell when the Pentagon and everyone's like staying up late is when pizzas are going crazy. But another way to tell is by the activity in the gay bars around it, because apparently a lot of Washington has a tendency. I don't know. Not there's anything wrong with that. But anyway, so the male prostitutes I can kind of see as like, okay, that's just for what they like to do. But in the Diddy stuff, apparently he wouldn't be with
what we got here?
The male prostitutes. He would hire the male prostitutes to boink the girls, and it was part of like a ritual. So were the male prostitutes there at Bohemian Grove to service the gays, or were the closeted gays, or were they there for like ritualistic stuff?
Well, we kind of brought that up earlier on your show a few days ago when we were pointing towards the Ala Mantra working through Aleister Crowley and Werner von Braun, and a lot of them were huge into the occult, and that's where a lot of that stuff came from. Occult rituals and sexual prostitutes. Yeah. So back then it was female. But
look at that. I'm sorry. I know she's an old lady or man or whatever there, but that's a manly looking face, Yeah.
Even her younger photos are pretty. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the young photos as well.
Oh, here we go. Incorrigible Goat Slayer says, Adrenochrome, Monsters Inc., Eyes Wide Shut, Kubrick's Mysterious Death, and approximately 45 minutes of cut film. Yep. No. Disney World and underground tunnels, and how many kids go missing on Disney's property. I've heard. So there was another book about Fritz Springelmeyer a long time ago talked about underground systems in Disney. Can't confirm that, but a lot of people have talked about that in the past.
Yeah, it lines up with Walmart's as well. If you look at the roots and then the missing children, the populated numbers in the area, it's kind of around Walmart's as well.
And they were, and those Walmarts were also part of supposed to be turned into like camps at some point,
detention centers. Yeah, they're
detention centers easily, for emergencies.
Yeah, exactly. They're along train routes, right, for trains.
What did he say? Can you pull up Incorrigible Goat Slayer's Crawley's message?
He did, yeah. Oh. Crowley is talking with LAM, looking like alien, but admitted to him being an interdimensional entity.
That's right. Yeah.
Whenever I hear that now, like the most recent, I think of that Miami Mall thing from January of last year. Is it a year ago?
I mean that thing in the backyard. Remember, it was like 9 feet tall. And it looked kind of like gray or something.
From Vegas.
Yeah, that was in the backyard.
The Vegas one.
That was the Vegas one. Yeah.
Yeah, the one in Miami was just the mall. That's so. So for the people that don't know, the official story with Miami is that there were some teenagers fighting, and I guess that warranted 80 cop cars to surround the mall to break up teenagers fighting. No videos of teenagers fighting. There was one guy that said he had. I guess they took everyone's phone and like wiped them, except for one guy who had like claimed to have escaped, and then he had something, but then he didn't.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Wild, right?
But what happened in that mall? Like some people say that there was some box or something with music coming out of it, and then some beings perhaps stepped out of it.
And then that Vegas thing happened like right at the same time. It was like wasn't it around the same time?
The
period?
alien,
Like,
yeah,
a day or two.
Okay.
And then we also had that supposed abduction in Peru around the same time too, where that girl was claiming face peelers were trying to like cut her face off. It was like a lot of weird stuff going on, man.
When was the Peru thing going on?
That was around the same time period. The Pelacabres or something like that. La Pelacabre. They call them face peelers.
they call them face.
And then that one was wild because she reported to see not like a gray figure like you'd hear most of the time, but she said it was more like a Green Goblin looking guy on a craft that hovered, and like he was like that, like. And this is someone in the jungle that doesn't have a TV, and they're describing like the character of Green Goblin.
He better not have been throwing pumpkins.
Yeah,
so
right?
do you think that's like alien tech, or do you think that's like maybe advanced tech for like humans that's just not released yet?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the same thing?
And the villagers, the villagers said they pointed or they shot point blank at him with assault rifles and shotguns and didn't even hit him. Like it just went right through them or blocked them or whatever.
So Randy, with your military background and you know what you've been involved in, when you hear these stories and you hear interviews like from Joe Rogan, talk to these military experts, you know, I'm sure you can sniff out you know, a bullshit story a little bit easier than most of us. What are your thoughts?
So without giving any away locations or bases or not, there's let's say at any it's just none of these things happen in the US, but let's say they happen in the US. Let's say at McGuire Air Force Base, you know, there's a flight line that, you know, the planes come in. It's a lot of cargo planes. There's no like fighter jets there. It's just like C-17s, KC-10s, C-130s, C-5s, and they, you know, everyone like there's the main one that people come down. It's going from like Fox, like there's 4 parking spots per row. Fox row is 1 through 4, goes all the way down to I think like Romeo. But then there's like a couple of in another area there's like commercial jets where you could have them come in, and it's their own separate like kind of runway. And most people don't go like that. Most people don't go to that separate runway because most people don't do like commercial stuff in there. But let's say that there's someone could have served at McGuire, have worked on that flight line, the main flight line, and they could have never gone to that other. They could have never gone to that other runway. So let's say somebody goes on to Joe Rogan, wherever, and they say like, yeah, I was at this base. And, you know, we did this X, Y, and Z. And somebody else says like, hey, I was at that base. I was stationed here. And we didn't have that. There are multiple, because some stuff is secret. And some stuff is like the even like people with like with secret clearance, like some stuff I should say is top secret, Yankee White, you know, all, like above that. But even if you have secret clearance, which like everyone has, that doesn't mean that you are in the know, because ever since ever since Snowden, so however you feel about him, for the average person in the military, they don't like him strictly because we can't watch movies on computers anymore. Before Snowden, you could just put in a thumb drive and you could just watch a movie, and then after Snowden, you couldn't fucking do that anymore. So that was I was not anyway. I forget what I was talking about before I got on the Snowden thing.
The flight logs.
The what?
Flight
You were
logs.
talking about how things were compartmentalized in the military.
they have but I was had shit. All right, let me let me go over this.
You said some guys have secret clearance.
Oh yeah, so there could be some person out there, like someone goes on Rogan and says like, hey, we did this on this base, and you could have someone say like, listen, I've been on this base, that's not what I do here. Oh yeah, so before Snowden, it was a lot of like need to share. So I was like, oh, I have like, you're working on this thing, it's need to share. But if you have a certain, but after him, it became need to know. And it's like, it became from you're working on something that's need to share. And then it became, oh, unless you have specific clearance for this specific thing in your like need to know, it doesn't get shared. So everything kind of like shut down. So someone post like 2014 that had served in somewhere over the last 10 years, they could have very well been at a base, and it could have even been deployed location, and they could have only known of one specific thing and not the other because it's kept secret even from people that are serving on that base of the military.
Right.
So if somebody ever goes on Rogan and says something, and even if you have other military people like, I served there, it wasn't there, it's still possible.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends that served in let's say like Antarctica, where you have like your perimeter, like where everyone works, everyone does whatever, and then at the edge of that perimeter, you have like security forces to make sure you don't go off. Now, like, okay, what's the reason for that? The official reason, and it might be true, is that apparently back in the day, you could like explore, you do whatever, but then someone got lost in like a whiteout, and it was like a bad, like it started snowing, they couldn't find their way back, like bad day, and they're like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to make sure security forces are here. They're not allowed to, to keep everyone from going too far, and that's probably the case. But I think
maybe they got 8.
It could be some. So I think there's a greater than 0% chance, maybe like a 1 or 2% chance that there's something out there that they don't want the military to see, like, especially because now everyone's got cell phones and stuff, that they just can record and take back with them. And so I would say my alarm bells, like I could tell if someone had like never served, but they're pretending they served. I could tell that. But if someone's going on and telling, I don't want to say a story, but they're telling their experience, and it seems like, well, I've never seen that. That's never happened. It doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Right. Like, do you guys see the UFO documentary came out last year?
The recent one? That all the senators and stuff are in or whatever?
Yeah, it's on Amazon. So when I hear people like that talk about, hey, we had this bogey out in the East Coast, and the commander said we deployed all of these, fighter jets, and just the way he worded it, of just like, we could not keep sovereign airspace over North America for these 30 minutes. That seems to be real. Now, maybe I don't think he's lying, but that sounds like something that would have happened. Like just the way he said it, it's like, oh, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
I forget the original question. I feel like I threw a lot out here.
I think you were going into details about a certain incident, possibly, you were thinking of, and that's why you were setting that all up.
Well, the original question was just, have you heard anything, or can I tell? And so the incidents are, I mean, I'll tell you my ghost stories. Like, so one was in Kuwait, where this guy, Sergeant Frempong. Well, I love this dude. He's my friend Bookhart. When Frempong came in, he was a reservist. I forget from where. Most people, you bring like a suitcase and a duffel bag. This dude bought 4 suitcases with him because he needed his entire wardrobe and everything in Kuwait for some reason. From somewhere in Africa originally. So maybe he attracts this type of thing. But in Kuwait, where we were in Ali Al Salem, this is where, for people that don't know, in like Desert Storm and then Desert Shield, like Iraq just took over. Iraq just came in here. They had like the 4th biggest army in like the world at the time, kicked Kuwait's ass, and in the 90s I think within like 72 hours, Kuwait didn't even, or Iraq didn't even have the largest military in Kuwait at that point. Like there was, they prepared for this. They bought bunkers from like France, claiming that they were like impenetrable, and then like you still see on the way to the flight line the holes that are in there from the U.S. bombs that penetrated like the bunkers. It's really cool. But a lot of people died there, and I didn't see it, but he said like, and this was one day, like this wasn't my first impression of him. We had known each other for a while, and he said, yeah, one day he was walking to our work in our work area, and he sees someone, and there's foreign people that like who served with Canadians, served with Israeli Defense Forces, like there's a bunch of different things there. But either way, if you're about to cross an officer, you have to salute, regardless of what branch they're in, or what military they're from. And sometimes you can't tell because foreign military is like it's hard to tell. So the saying is like, when in doubt, whip it out. And
Whoa.
he doesn't recognize this uniform, so it's like it's probably some type of foreign military. And I was like, oh, good evening, sir. And he doesn't, the guy coming in front doesn't say anything, which officers, you don't have to return the salute. And he's like, like he walks past them, fine, and then he looks back, and then the dude is gone. Like the dude is just not there, and he's just like, so it's probably like a foreign, like a like ghost. So that's one of those things.
Or it was predator technology. Yeah.
So yeah, that there was one in basic training we had where you're supposed to have like battle buddies in basic, and you do like you have to, if you're caught alone somewhere, you're wrong and you get screamed at and you have to do push-ups and all that. But so you go somewhere, even like to the latrine, and these two guys are like waiting on this one latrine, and one of the TIs like cursing out like, what are you doing over there? What are you waiting for? I was like, someone in there, sir. I was like, well, where's that person's battle buddy? He's like, we don't know, sir. So knocks on in there, is like, where's your battle buddy? Doesn't hear anything. Like, where's your battle? And he rips the door open, expecting to see someone like on the, on the bowl or on the whatever, and there was no one in there. And then he goes to like the two that are like shocked. So it was, I forget their names. I think one was Seiler and one was like Brennan.
Yeah.
It was like two white dudes, and they're like, no, like we saw someone go in there, like, and we were waiting to pee, and then they weren't in there, like they were gone, like more ghost stuff.
So it's interesting that you say that, because I had an old friend back in high school days, and I used to hang out with his mom. We'd all like sit around the campfire and talk, but she was like always, she was like the mom of everybody. And
she wasn't like cute. She wasn't.
No, not at all. No, hideous. Okay. I mean, on like a 3. She's like maybe a 2 or 3. She might have fell off the horse sideways or something. But so hit every brick on the way down. But she used to be a caretaker at a graveyard, and they would shut up all the crypts at night near a town near me. And she said, I remember clear as day, she was going to this one crypt one time, and there's a person that came out of the crypt and walked past her, and she was like, oh, we're closing. And then she did the turnaround and just gone.
Oh,
I would just reminded me of you saying that. I'm like, dude, like that actually happens. Like I've heard that before.
I would never.
Like, weird, like passing, and then
Just... Have you guys seen the Teslas that drive around cemeteries and pick up dead people on their like indicators?
What?
Yeah, bodies
with
kind of moving around.
Yeah,
on their sensors, you can see it on the screen, and then they'll like fade away. It's so creepy.
No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, there's
it's like pretty common.
Common, where I've seen it, where a car is, the Teslas are, whether it's a dog, squirrel, like if you're driving, it's supposed to detect someone, and when it does, it stops, but it also shows the outline of whatever's there. And you see Teslas like picking up the outline of people in cemeteries where you can't see it with your eye, but you see it in the Tesla thing, and it's like, bruh, yeah.
That's
So
freaks.
you brought up Tesla and you brought up Rogan. So I got to ask you this question. You brought it up earlier on your show about how you thought that Tesla was going to shut down production on a few vehicles because they're going to be bringing in Optimus.
Yeah.
Optimus.
They shut down the S and the X in Fremont, California.
But did you hear him when he was on Rogan last? And he was like, "We've got this announcement coming in December," and Rogan's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Well, I want to bring a flying car." And he's like, "What?
Yeah.
Like an actual flying car?" He was like, "I think people deserve to fly." And I'm just like, and he was like, "Are you kidding right now? Like, is this a joke?" He's like, "It's going to be the most spectacular events ever." Yeah. And we hear nothing. And I'm like, okay, that's super strange.
That was bizarre, out of left field. I remember
that. So that was him on a few weeks ago?
That was him on about what? It would have been November.
A few months ago.
November.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to come on like next, like December 2026. Obviously.
No,
he was this
saying
before the end of the year.
Oh, okay, so obviously that fell through.
Yeah.
So this goes back to like 2011, 2010, where he's in Iron Man 2, and
yes, I remember that.
He's like, "Hey, Pepper," and he goes to Tony. He's like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about an idea I have for an electric jet." And so he's been teasing this for like 15 years, 14 years, whatever. God, we're so old. Oh my God, that's 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So he's been teasing this for a long time, and I've heard him talk about it before, where it's like, well, at that point you're just, kind of flying a helicopter, and it's like, well, maybe, and it would be a lot. It'd be heavy because you'd need the battery pack, and you would need it would just be, I don't know how he would do it. Maybe
he specifically said it was going to be one of his cars.
Okay.
Yeah, a flying car.
I know you're streaming on your show too, so we can't play the clip.
Wait, why not? I can't put what clip?
Won't you get like demonetized if we play it?
What clip is it? Does it have music? Yeah, no. So Fair Use Act, as long as it doesn't have music from like
okay. All right, let me look it up. Let me look for it for a second here. Mm-hmm. I just want you to hear it, because it's really something.
Yeah.
Rogan, Musk, flying car. Yeah. Oh, came up right away, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me share my screen. And okay.
Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. We love you.
Dashi. Hi, Dashi. No.
And if anybody wants to talk about any conspiracies or bring up anything, just bring it up in the chat.
Okay. Let me know when it's popped up. And we got a terrible ad for a second. Ready, go.
All right.
Are you still doing the Roadster?
Yes.
Eventually?
We're getting close to demonstrating the prototype. And I think this will be... one thing I can guarantee is that this product demo will be unforgettable. Unforgettable.
How so?
Whether it's good or bad, it will be unforgettable.
Can you say more? What do you mean?
Well, my friend Peter Thiel, once reflected that
stumbling.
The future was supposed to have flying cars, but we don't have flying cars.
So you're gonna be able to fly?
Well, I mean, I think if Peter wants a flying car, he should be able to buy one.
So are you actually considering making an electric flying car? Is this like a real thing?
Well, you have to see in the
demo. So when you do this, like Are you gonna have a
Like,
retractable wing?
What?
Like, what is the idea
That's why
behind
the
it?
Roadster has been taking so long.
Don't be sly. Come on.
I can't do the unveil before the unveil, but
Tell me off air then.
I think it has a shot at being the most memorable product unveil ever. It has a shot.
And when do you plan on doing this? What's the goal?
Hopefully before the end of the year.
Really?
Okay, so
before the end of this year?
Before the end of the year.
This is, I mean, we're
like in a couple months. Hopefully in a couple months. You know, we need to make sure that it works. Like this is some crazy technology we got in this car. Crazy.
And it's a car.
Technology. Crazy.
Well, Roadster.
So different than what was previously announced, and
yes.
Wow.
And is that why you haven't released it yet? Because you keep fucking with it?
It has crazy technology.
Okay.
So first, that reminds me of when we asked Shane, are there going to be animals in Earth 2? And he said, well, my kids want pets. So ... And then 3 years later, we get, animals. So, I mean, tech delays,
Dude,
maybe
we're going to get a flying car.
How do you even regulate that? You have 30 people with those things. That's going to be chaos, let alone,
care.
thousands.
I'll be able to fly anywhere I want. That's what I need.
But how do you see that working? Like,
I don't know.
Wise? Like,
it needs to work. I need my Back to the Future car.
Because you'd have to set up a whole rules and regulations, and that's not a drone, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think. That's why I played that, because Randy was like, well, maybe it's like a helicopter. And I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a car.
This is some kind of technology we've never seen, supposedly.
He mentioned years ago that he had a issue with I think it was the Roadster, where what are those air boosters from SpaceX that he put on them, so it could go like the base model could go from 0 to 60 in 1.8, and then the it's super souped up is 1.1.
Is that plaid?
But he said that because of the air boost, it would go so fast that it would actually levitate the car for a little bit, and you couldn't do that. So
it made me wonder, is that the reason why he's also phasing out the other two cars? You're unveiling a flying car. You kind of don't need some of your other cars.
I don't know though. S is a 4-door, and that's a pretty popular model that has the plaid model, which Randy was talking about. So I don't know. It's odd that he would discontinue, because they're nice cars.
They are. I just think that there's more. There's a lot more profit, and probably a lot more people that want a robot that can do stuff for them, because he.
So I was going to open a paint store. I've still been putting it off. And I was like, man, when he releases those, I'm going to put one of those in the paint store so people can interact with. I thought that
I think that I think you should be able to. It should make its stuff really right away. It should make its money back quickly, because I even talked to David about it today. I had mentioned hey, with Whatnot. So I want him to. What he's gonna probably do, because right now he's got Figpin, he's got Agoro, he's got some of the Metaverse Life physical stuff as well that people can still buy, and they have enough product to do, like a show every week, which they do, and they could do that for forever. But with Whatnot, and they're on live TikTok shop now as well. They'll be able to do for Sydney. Keep an eye out. Peace, Ben in Korea. Meow meow meow. Stay safe. Thank you for being a member. What they'll do is they'll get I want them to get a bunch of Decat stuff, physical stuff, so that they can sell that as well.
Yes.
And I told David, at some point, whether it's more stuff with Figpin, Funko, whoever you have, with Decat also, I can see Whatnot getting to a point where you can stream on there every day, and you wouldn't even have to hire anyone because you could just have 1 or 2 of these robots just do all the packaging for you.
And pop in on the Whatnot stream because they're very informative.
Yeah,
and it's just fun for people to interact with. That's what I was thinking. Like, you know how many people come into a store and they ask paint questions when you have a paint store, but you could just have them. Yeah, go ahead and talk to the robot over there. Any question you want,
Please.
While someone else is actually doing whatever they need to do.
yeah.
Just kind of like a fun experience.
Boomers might take offense to that.
Let's see if the earth is flat too.
Let me know.
Yes, let him know. He wants to know.
Still waiting. Find out.
So you did bring up that you were gonna do 2,000 physicals now on your physical comic. So I think you should at least do 2,000, at least.
The issue, no pun intended. The issue that I feel like I'm running into is that, or that I will run into. Try to be proactive here. Is that it's taken like a year for this first comic because like the artist draws everything by hand. He did say some of the stuff that he used to help edit to like move certain things, switch around. He does use AI for that, but everything's drawn by hand at first. Yeah. In the second comic, which is gonna not be 85 pages, it'll be like 60 pages, but it's still long. But we have a much better rhythm now, and then also by that point he'll be able to. So I don't want it to be another year before it comes out. I want it to be
make
like
money doing that. Yeah.
I want it to be like 6 months. So if we have too much of the first product, or if we have too much product of the first one, it's like, okay, how do we go about selling, 500 comics of, physical? Because the second one we want to do 500 digital and 500 physical. How do we go and ask people to buy the second one when the first one's not sold out yet? And then it's kind of like in like 2021 where the government's like, get your jab for the Rona.
You think the digital's not going to sell out? I think the digital will sell out.
Yeah, for 500.
I think it will too, but in case it doesn't, I just don't want to be like the government in 2021 saying like, yeah, the first jab works, while also telling people to get the third jab for safety. Like
But you're doing 2,000 digital?
The first one we're doing 2,000, and that should sell out because like I have this one girl. I have a bunch of different. Everyone's gonna go and buy that. I'm calling it all favors to make sure that sells out eventually. But
yeah, I get it.
There's one chick. She's building a project on Hedera, and normally I charge people like a decent amount to come advertise on the show. We do a month deal or 3-month deals, whatever, and it's a good amount. And I'm foregoing that because right now the channel is worth more than the cat, but I want to build the cat up. So I was like, hey, instead of paying me for this, because she's also not profitable yet, I don't want to take that. I was like, yeah, just we'll come on, we'll do this multi-month deal, but every single time you're on board, you have to buy either the physical or the digital, the cat comics when you're on. And she's like,
yeah, I did hear you say. But what about are you doing advertisements inside the comic too? I think you should.
For physical, we probably should.
Yeah.
But then it's not the same as the digital
advertising, especially you should be talking Definity into doing that, even if it's just a small little spot. You know what I mean?
I mean, I should probably a
lot of the different groups that you're involved in.
Yeah, probably should. But can we do that if the digital is it going to be different than the digital? Because the digital, I don't think they allow ads.
So no, it doesn't have to.
Yeah, the physical. Yeah, you would add that into the physical. Yeah.
Yeah, but would people care?
Because you could have people advertising in there that wouldn't need digital advertising. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is it like, will people be like, well, it's not actually a digital twin because there's extra stuff in there? It's like,
well, they do that with the comics now. There's no advertisements in the ones that Marvel releases.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And that's just another avenue to make money. I don't think you want to miss that.
Care.
You know what I mean? Even if it's just a small amount from different advertisers.
Yeah, I could do that. That could be fun. So I have the companies that I know I could do that with now anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, because what I want to do, especially if I can if I can give like 500 comics to David or like even more, and just like, hey, here's for your whatnot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I only have to sell, like if I just do 1,000, I give him 500. I do 500. But even if I have like 2,000 and I give him 500, for that, and I have, I like he buys that from me up front.
I would make sure that your comics also at the VV booth too, because I noticed that the stuff that's at Whatnot is also in the VV booth.
Yeah, we're gonna have two. So I can't say who it is yet, but we have somebody buying the cat at a 500K valuation, and once we get those funds, that's what we would use to do the what's that called, the to print all the physicals. So it might only be like $6 or $7 grand to print like 2,000. I have to.
Yeah, it's pretty large. I've looked it up. I think when we were talking about it before, it was like a couple grand you got a thicker one, so it might cost a little more. I mean, yours is almost like a freaking book.
Randy,
that's why I was like, you might want to keep that a little smaller. But, because I actually, like, when I buy comics, I actually like buying the books now, where I'll get like 1 through 4, because I like to read it all the way through when I do read it. So it's continuous, but then I like buying the regular comics, and have them graded and all that.
Yeah.
Would you be able to get the special VV label on a 9.8?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, get the
that.
VV
That would be fire.
Yeah.
Because you're affiliated, you have it's affiliated with VV, and so was the Addiction comic, right?
Yeah. These are just ideas, but
that would be very, very important to collectors.
If you need us on your idea team, we're here.
We'll brainstorm with you.
So I don't know how much extra that costs. Yeah. And then we would have to put it, because right now we have, like, even Bill, you have one. So and we might change it to 1 of 20 instead of 1 of 10. Because if we do 2,000 physicals, you probably have 1 of 20 that we would want to do instead of 1 of 10. Because even so, like 1 of 10, instead of being 1 of 10 is 1% of 1,000, but of 2,000 it's 0.5%. That's really, really scarce.
Mm-hmm.
We already sold 5 of them. Like you being one of them, for the 250, and then now the 6 through 10 it goes to 350. So that one, so that'll come in and that'll be good. But how much extra is that going to be to get them graded at make sure they're graded at 9.8? Because God forbid they come off the printer a little messed up.
It's like $20 each, I think, to put a special label. It's an additional $10.
It's only a lot when they're like super expensive comics. Like when they get tens of thousands, that's when they start.
Not very much, and it boosts the value. You could sell for probably 150, I'd imagine, especially with the VV logo on there, special labeling. You could probably do 150 to 200.
150 to 200 what?
Per comic.
Like,
that was
like getting just the regular ones.
Oh, yeah, 9.8.
Wait, just not the 1 of 10, like the regular?
No, regular.
Just the regulars.
Yeah.
Signed. With little Randy sketch.
Little cat.
We got some ideas.
We have the comic will come with mine and the artist's signature. So here's where it's going to be hard, because we don't, unless I have him fly over to New York where the stuff is printed, and then sign it, everything, and then we would have to send it to the Netherlands and then send it back, and then it's a lot of shipping to the Netherlands.
Some people don't. Okay,
that's
so
where the artist is.
I collect those, right? And some people don't want the signatures. No offense, but people like them clean sometimes as well.
Okay,
and you got to give both that option. And sometimes they want you in front of them to sign it, and then they go to CGC and have it graded themselves.
You could just do it all.
Yeah,
because Addiction did that too. They were like, "Hey, you want a 9.8 comic?"
Yep.
And then if you get a 9.6, you just sell it off cheap.
Yeah. Or you don't even release it if you don't want it, and it only costs you $20 to do.
Yeah, but if we're only making 10 or 20 of them, and it comes out it's like shit, now we have to try to ask to get.
No, we're talking about the original or just the regular cover.
Yeah.
The regular. Oh, okay, gotcha. The regular cover. Okay.
Yeah, for a special limited run, unless you can guarantee, you let people do that themselves pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do 20, 30 of them. Shoot for
Yeah,
9.8?
9.8. You could do like 20 and be secure until it goes out. I'd say maybe 30 if you know a couple of people that give you hard yeses.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I mean, what we would do is for the people that get like the 1 of 10 or now like the 1 of 20, if there's 2,000, we'd give them another, because like if we sign it or whatever they want to do with it, they probably don't want to like read that one and ruin it. So we're going to give them like an additional normal comic so that they can actually read.
Mm-hmm.
So this way they get 2.
I get it.
But yeah, so if it doesn't cost that much more to do the extra 1,000, and as long as we can sell, and I know I could work my butt off, and the thing
You're
is,
a salesman. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're good at selling all kinds of stuff.
And it's easy when you have a good product,
especially yourself. So why wouldn't you be able to sell your comic? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would be able to very easily. Like, and honestly, a lot of it would just be, there'd be like giveaways. It'd be, hey, you want a comic? Or like, hey, now we're doing it where you get, $10 for a comic, but you get like $5 of the cat tokens as well.
And this is your baby. This is like a dream of a lifetime for you.
I know.
Understand, like, you grew up freaking reading comics. You came to America. Now you're creating your own comic. That's incredible. If you think about that. So who cares if they don't sell? They'll eventually sell.
Yeah, it's really.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're not going to go
pro. Even as the markets go up and you become more famous too, people are going to want those comics.
Yeah,
and they're going to want the first.
Yeah.
You know, so what's a couple $1,000 in the bigger picture of things? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and you can pre-fund that too.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you could put a waiting list right now, and there'd probably be 10 people that sign up for that 9.8 with if you can guarantee the VV thing.
Sure
on top.
Yeah, I have to talk to David about the VV logo because I haven't mentioned that to him. But yeah, I probably could.
To do that.
I mean, I do want.
I can tell you right now, I want one with the VV logo.
Yeah, me too. Sign me up.
Signed.
Yeah, I want 2 then because I want one signed and one not signed.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do. And how many do you think we should? They say like 20 of them.
I would do 20 or 30.
Yeah.
You might get because you might get a couple that aren't 9.8s. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a gamble, but when you get enough of them, you know.
Yeah.
You'd be able to do it, and then you throw the 9.6. You throw a 9.6 on Whatnot. That's how you get rid of them.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because guys will still want them, and then they'll auction
you won't lose.
Yeah.
All right. So for you guys, I'll do. For you guys, I'll do 150, and the rest I'll do 200. So make it so that
lock it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the. I'll get a zombie, and I'll get Bill, and then the rest 200 because you guys. And then so with that, it'll come with a normal comic as well. That's so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and you're selling and you're pre-selling already. Yeah. You're already pre-selling.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
don't be worried.
Be advised, Bill. I got you for the 1 of 10 or 1 of 20 as well with the special covers. So so I guess there'll be 2 special covers. There'll be the 900s, or I was gonna say 960, but now it might be 1960 normal covers. Then there's the VV logo that's on that, and then there's going to be a special cover that's completely different.
Are you having it clean and no branding and just the image? Because some of them do that too.
Well, that would be the 1960, the 1960 of them. That would just be the normal.
No.
You're gonna have 2 covers, right?
The special edition. Sometimes there's variants that have no writing on it at all. It's just the image.
Yeah, they're called naked.
Yeah.
No, naked. Yeah.
Yeah, naked.
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have enough product to have all these variants and stuff. I don't know how popular it'll be. I don't want to have like all these I'd rather under promise and over deliver because I would rather turn people down than let them down because I don't want to say like, hey, these are all gonna be crazy variants, and then let's say God forbid it doesn't do well, and it should very easily. I mean, I'm working my butt off for it, so
I mean, I would just pre-sell them is what I would do.
Yeah, and you'll find out how much people want them.
Yeah, you'll find out.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I could do that.
And how much are the commons regularly?
They'll just be $10 plus shipping.
It's a good price.
Which so I might give a bunch to people or I might they'll buy it from me, like for people in like Europe or whatever, and then they can sell it to.
So I want the 1 of 5. I want one that's graded with a VV logo, and then I want 10 regulars.
So there's gonna be, there's a 1 of, if we do 1,000, it'll be 1 of 10. If we do
whatever. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. So I got you down for 1 of those. I got you down for
one,
VV logo.
1 that's graded, and 10 regulars.
Okay. So you're only having 1 variant, the 1 of 5. You said
it'll be the 1 of 20, and then so there'll be 2 1 of 20.
I'm only saying 1 of 5 because there's only 5 that have done it so far. That's all.
Okay. So there's going to be 2 1 of 20s.
Yeah.
Special variant covers.
I'm only getting 1.
Yeah. So if you wanted, like I said, out of those 2 variants, you could do 1 of those make it naked. Just meaning you don't have the cat branding on it, nothing except the image itself. Peach Momoka does that a lot. Her covers are amazing. And yeah.
So we're saying 250. You said 250 for the 1?
Yeah.
Right?
So you came in at the first 5, get 250 on that. Then
what are we saying on the other one? You said
on the one with the VV logo, that'll be 150.
Okay, so that's 400, and then sign me up for 10 more commons at $10 each.
Yeah. So
there you go. I just bought 10 comics.
And I want 2 that are graded.
12.
2 that are graded, 1 signed, 1 clean. No.
We're gonna give them away on our show.
Are the two zombie that are graded? One of them. Yeah, but one of them you saw with the VV logo on it.
Both with logos. Just 1 unsigned and 1 signed.
Okay, so you want one of 20 with the VV logo, and then you want a.
You want 1 of 20?
No, not the 1 of 20. The regular cover.
He wants 2 of the 150s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with the VV logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want 2 of those?
Yeah, 1 signed 9.8 and 1 not signed 9.8.
Okay. So that's 150 each.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so not signed 9.8. Okay. Gotcha. So again, the rest are going to be, let's say the rest will be 200. Bill, did you want yours signed?
The logo one. Yeah.
Yeah. The logo one, you want signed and graded?
Yeah.
Okay. Copy.
And I want a little, I want you to draw a little dashy on there.
Me draw dashy?
Tiny dashy like this.
Okay.
Silver Sharpie.
Like, let me show you.
Okay. So I could do it. I'm gonna have to. Okay.
So this is what this is what some guys do. That's just a simple little thing.
Yeah.
They call it what, a remark or whatever. You don't have to. I'm just saying it'd be funny.
Okay. I could put a little. I'll do a little.
That will be in the grading, by the way.
Yeah. Little stick dog or something. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny, Randy. I don't really care.
Okay. I will do. We got this.
So that's what I'm saying. You just sold 14 comics just like that.
Yeah.
You're concerned about selling 2,000?
You should let the web groups know.
I've just never done it before. And then also I know if I buy, like, I get it. Like, how do you sell 5,000 dresses? You have to have 5,000 dresses. How do you sell 2,000? I have to store 2,000 comics.
Yeah, it's not that it doesn't take up that much room. But how many do you think Sanjay is going to buy?
Yeah,
probably like 50.
Like
Dr. Prophet.
He's going to give them away to everybody, probably.
Well, Rolly already bought a 1 of 10. He already he had.
Yeah, I figured he would.
Yeah, but does he know about the 9.8s?
I actually had a meeting with him today about something separate. I have another meeting with him on Thursday at 3. I could bring that up.
That's something separate. Go. Did it sound like it?
Is that more to come? What you guys were talking about before?
So I. Wes posted something, and then
I know.
I think Wes posted that he wanted to buy part of the channel, and I guess if he wants, he can shoot me a message and be like, okay, we could talk about it. I don't know. I think he was trolling though. Either way, Rolex said like be advised, Wes, that Sanjay has like right of first refusal. He could say no. And then O'Malley said like, "Oh, I bet you got into Randy's channel behind the scenes," and Rolly's like, "Not yet." So when we actually wanted me to talk to him about it, so I got a job raising money for this company, and I talked to Rolly about it, and I was like today, I was like, listen, I'm sure that based on revenues and based on me, like whatever, I could by next year I could have over $1 million valuation for the channel. And I can, like, I have this one person that's going to buy in at a 800K valuation, and like, because you're a friend, I would get you in at 600, make a little money on the next raise, and then next year when it's worth like $1 million, you know, you double your money. But and again, we could do that if you want, but I would rather you go into this other business company that I'm raising money for, and you would get a whole bunch of shares that would be worth an insane amount later this year when they do a Series A. This one is just, this is a safe agreement. So and they'll be able to get, Rolly would be able to get so much better bang for his buck for that. And it would be a little more, because I think minimum 50K for this, but Rolly buying at 600K, that'd be 30K, and he would get some money back, like as sponsorships roll in and stuff like that. But the better one for him, I told him, would be to do this other company. So we're meeting on Thursday to hammer out some of these details.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah,
this year's going to be amazing for the people that want to work for it.
What I heard a knock. One of y'all.
Oh, that was my pencil. Sorry,
that was the ghost.
that was so creepy. I was like, oh god, what is that?
It's coming for you, Randy.
But
okay,
so yeah, that's
back to conspiracies real quick. What do you guys think about freaking Trump's hand? Yeah, what have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I've seen somebody sent me a video about this one guy that he seems to be a fairly good public speaker, and he said, listen, I'm in the medical field, I deal with this type of thing all day, I deal with old people, geriatric people. This type of injury that's bruised on his hand is because they've probably blown out veins in his whatever, and they're trying to do that. And I was like, I've seen that too. That
so
makes
IV, sense. You're thinking he's getting like IV injections to try not to be sick, with more energy, whatever.
The guy that is talking about it is claiming it's some type of it's dementia, and that's and he says he sees that in his dementia patients, and I'm sure he does, but I don't see any other signs of Trump having dementia.
There's no dementia.
Trump does not have dementia.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You want to talk about dementia?
Yes.
Look for the last 4 years.
I know. Like, so the person that sent this to me, they're middle left, and they kind of like didn't really care that much about politics, but when Trump got in, they were just like, listen, and this person just doesn't like Trump, which is fine. Half the people in America don't like Trump, but I feel like
believes. Oh
no. Although he does not like Trump. But it was but I don't know if this person actually like believes it, or they want to believe it, because this person's like in the medical field, they know, and it's like, okay, so was I. I mean, veterinary medical field, but like it just I'm not seeing any other signs of dementia, and it's like, did you not see what like Biden went through? And I didn't say this with them. I was like,
he literally can talk for hours. Like the dementia patients cannot do that. They get lost in their thoughts. They wander off. And I have a lady that I deal with. I manage a condo complex, and she's starting to get dementia. And I will call her and say something, and she won't even remember I called or even what we talked about. Nothing.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, we talked."
Oh,
and you don't see that with him at all. And I'm just giving examples. Well, I would say it. I would say it if we did, and I don't care. But.
Did you see Trump kind of get up during the major press conference with all those companies and like look out the window and start talking about the building?
Did he?
Yeah, everybody was ragging on him for it, but he's just so like off the cuff, and I think he's cocky too, right? So he feels like
there's no I thinking he's cocky. Yeah, he's definitely cocky.
I can do what I want, and I'm kind of getting old, so fuck you. You know. I get it, you know, and
Mhm.
yeah, you have a right to not like him. That's 100%, you know, up to your judgment on that, you know, but like, let's not make up stuff, right? Let's
Yeah.
not like ignore things just to paint a picture the way you want it painted, you know.
Right.
But to your point, he might very well be getting some type of fluids where it makes him a little, because like apparently he doesn't sleep a lot. Apparently his diet is trash, and
Yeah.
he's like energized. So he's probably getting
Yeah.
some type of
How does he
supplement.
live off McDonald's and Diet Coke? I don't get it. I heard that's
Warren
like
Buffett,
will
same
kill you.
thing. Warren Buffett has McDonald's and Coca-Cola, and like it's like,
Crazy.
dude, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, thank you.
So what's the scariest thing you ever seen, Randy?
Ever?
Ever?
This probably wouldn't be scary. I mean, thinking about it now, it probably I've told you the Ohio ghost story, I think, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
It was 2011. My friend Patty, we were visiting her then girlfriend Sabrina and other friends also, but her parents had a house. Her dad was a truck driver. Forget what her mom did. Her little sister, I don't know what she did. She was like, 14 at the time, whatever. We wanted to go to the barn that they had where they were building another house. And so this is like Tiffin, Gibsonburg, Ohio. This is like sticks. Like they're at least 14 years ago, 15 years ago. Jeez, there's nothing there. Like there was roads that are just in the middle of fields, and there is nothing. Like, so the barn happens to be across the street from, they said it was a school, and I was like, it looked like it had like one classroom, and like, yeah, that's how they do it here. They all come in.
Yeah, the old buildings.
And I was like, really?
Mhm.
Like they have kids of all ages come to this one classroom, and they teach all of them. And she's like, yeah, because like I'm from the suburbs in Long Island, and we're just there's always so many people. It just didn't make sense. I was like, wow, that is
like 50 people in the town probably.
Yeah, and apparently some get bussed for like hours away. Like they weren't close. They were far away.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that is insane. Anyway, I'm 20. I think I have like 1 or 2 beers. We made a lot of s'mores. There wasn't a big fire. It was just the 3 of us, and we start. It's nighttime at this point, and stars were. God, Ohio has such amazing stars. In Long Island, so much light pollution. Anyway, it looks like there's a light on top of the school, and I was like, "What is that?" Because I don't see it like coming from like a helicopter. I don't know. It didn't look technology like it's coming up from the roof. And they're like, "Oh, it's probably a ghost." And I'm like, "Okay, like the new guy, like trying to scare me, like go on." And they're like no, like we see stuff like all the time, and I don't know if they just attract this stuff or whatever, but she's like, "Yeah, when we're Skyping, I see stuff like in Sabrina's like room," and she's like, "Yeah, like the rocking chair will like just go back and forth, like no one's touching it. There's no window open. There's no breeze. It just starts going back." And I'm like, and they were, again, I discern like pulling the leg or not, and I was like, "Oh, shit, all right, like let me go see." And they're like, "No, you don't go see." I was like, "I want to go see," and like, because I'm I'm like this boxer, and I'm just
you're like, I got this.
So I get to like the front of the barn, and it looks like a dress where it's Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks like where what's her name, Keira Knightley, is dangling a dress to make people think that there's a ghost.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they somehow have wires, like it's a ghost, like, or it's a dress somehow floating. And I get to the front of the yard, and there's a woman in the dress. I was like, how? And I'm thinking like Scooby-Doo, like projector, like how is, and she's dancing back and forth, and I get to middle of the road, and she's like tall. She looks like Lady Galadriel from.
And how far away are you at this point?
So I'm in the middle of the street. There's another maybe like 50 yards of lawn, and then the school, and then I get to the front of the street, like the front of that lawn, and then the lady like stops and looks at me like she had piercing red eyes. Like she was angry, like she was angry, and I'm like, shit. So I'm like, so I just am slowly walking back, and I'm hoping she doesn't fly down and just get me. So I'm slowly, and it seemed like I was there for like 30. Apparently, it was like 2 minutes, but it seemed like I was there like forever. And eventually, I get to the point where she's no longer like leering at, and she goes back to dancing, and I feel like I'm probably safe, but I'm still not sure yet. So I'm still slowly. I get back to. I feel grass under my feet because I'm still walking. Like I'm looking. Right. I'm not. I have zero situational awareness of anything that's going on around me.
You're locked in.
But I feel the grass. Like, okay, it's grass. I turn, guys, there's ghosts, and I'm trying to, I'm like hysterical. I'm trying to like tell them like there was this thing, it was white, it was a dress, and then I could see through her, but then I couldn't, and then there's red eyes, and they're like, see, we told you, we fucking told you, and I was like, oh, and I immediately grabbed another beer and chugged it, and I was like, oh. So dang. that was
that's crazy.
Wow. The other thing, which I don't know if it was real or not.
Before you go into that, so that lady that guarded the cemetery lived on the cemetery. She also told me that they had a rocking chair in the house too that would rock back and forth, and they played a game in the house. The younger kids. It was called hide the basketball, and see if you can go find it. So they would go hide it in a room, and then they would all go look for it because it's not in that room anymore. And they were playing with the ghost.
What the? Oh, hell no.
Dude, is that crazy or what? I'm like, all right, go on. I'm ready. Hit me with it.
The other, I guess, scary thing was, well, I guess two things. So I work a lot. I try to make sure that I sleep as much, because if I go for like a couple weeks where it's just a couple hours a day, I start hearing voices, and I don't know who they are. I don't know where. I know they're not real, and I was like, okay, I'm clearly going crazy here. I need to like sleep, and I don't know what that, because I know that's insane. I know that's like, so that's scary. It's like how close am I really to like, like being
what kind of makes you wonder, like, if your brain, when you're getting like too less of sleep, like if you're going into a brave wavelength, that's kept picking up on those things, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Do you ever remember when you were sick as a kid and you felt like something was like, where you're just like kind of loopy sick, and you felt like something was on you and you like could not move?
Sleep paralysis. Like get choked out.
Yeah, almost paralysis or whatever. Maybe you got some Robitussin or something and medicine, but you're awake, but you can't move, and you feel like something's on you. I experienced that several times as a kid, you know, and that's something.
Yeah, so I've had sleep paralysis when I was in the military a bit, and then a couple times where I was out, and I got really good at getting out of it. It was basically just going Super Saiyan, just going yeah, pretty much. I would, and so I learned this when I was younger. Like I can force an adrenaline rush, and my dumbass was just like, okay, well, Goku and Gohan, they got used to because it takes a lot out of you when it's over. So Goku and Gohan in the hyperbolic time chamber, they are Super Saiyan all the time, and their body gets used to it. So for like a long time, I was just like, I forced an adrenaline rush, and my adrenal glands, I'm sure, are shot by now. Because I did that. Like,
were you doing that because of the cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because like if I force an adrenaline rush, I'm faster. I can punch more. And it's like, well, what if I just force an adrenaline rush where I'm sitting there just watching TV, and then my body gets used to that, and then I could perform at a higher level? It didn't work. Anyway, in 20, so I'm gonna show you.
Sorry, I thought I heard something.
Uh-oh. There you go. Basketball rolls across the floor.
So this is where I used to live in Huntington, Long Island, and this is so as you can see, the first floor, like from the street, is just like the garage. So that's not really like the house. So you have to go up these little steps and these little steps to get to really what is the first floor of the house, which is technically the second floor because first floor is the garage. And then inside you go up other steps, and then that's my room over here.
Like a split level.
So yeah, it's like really hard to there's like no way to be up there unless you had like a ladder. So one night, it's 2018, I have sleep paralysis, and I'm just laying down. Like, so in military, I teach you to sleep facing the door so that someone comes in, pew, pew, pew. So I sleep facing the door. So my head's to the back of the outside. And so I have sleep paralysis, and I'm like whining. I'm like, stop it. And I forget for a minute that like I'm Randy Chavez. So I was like, wait a minute, I'm Randy Chavez. So I'm about to go I'm about to release this Wolverine type of, but before I do, there's a voice that came out of me that was not me, and it quoted Lord of the Rings, and it said, "Who dares enter my domain?" And as soon as that voice came out of me, I was released. And I was like the Mr. Krabs meme. I was like,
what?
Do not enter.
So I turn around and I look like outside. I was like, there's no one out there. Like there couldn't be. There was no ladder.
Yeah.
But I heard something out. Like I heard something go out there. Like, I don't know what was in me, because that wasn't me. I was conscious. I just couldn't move. And I was getting ready to scream, but that came out, and I don't know how, I don't know why, but something was going on behind me out there. And my best guess is that something else was in me that was friendly, and it took care of whatever was behind me, so I didn't have to. It wasn't scary. I was just more confused.
What if that isn't sleep paralysis, or that label they put it on, and it's a spirit, right? It's a demon.
What it sounds like, yeah.
Very possible, the exorcisms and stuff. Have you guys seen live like exorcism videos and stuff that are real?
I've seen people possessed before. Yeah,
like Peru, I'm sure there's
their eyes roll in the back of their head, and they start like talking with a different voice, and, like erratically, like almost like robotic movements.
I've seen that in like the Annabelle movies, but I haven't seen that in real life though. Like
I had one guy come at me with a wooden stake with a nail on the end of it, with his eyes rolling in the back of his head one time. It was freaking wild. Yeah.
That shit I don't mess with. I don't like messing with it. If I know I'm in a house that's like old, I'll respect it. I don't act stupid, even to the point where my first house, I wanted it new just in case. I wanted no spirits in there at all,
So I got a good one. So I don't know if I told this one before, but probably not on my show. So I'm hanging out with my buddy. I'm living with my buddy in his house in Menor, and it's an old home, just like you just mentioned, and it was built supposedly on an Indian burial ground, right? And they know that because they found like some kind of weird headstones in the foundation when they were building it out, and they left them in the walls, right? In the basement. So that was the story, at least. And so I was living there, and I'd come home from work. No one was home, right? And he had one of those old claw bathtubs, and I'm in the bathroom, and I just get the bathtub going, and then I'm like sitting in the bathtub while the water's running and it's filling up because it's faster. And I just find I'm singing, and I'm like, man, why am I singing this song? I'm just like singing for a while, and then I turn off the faucet, and I hear music, and I'm like, that's weird. And there's this vent right next to my head that goes down to the basement, right?
Oh,
and I'm like, put my ear towards it, and it's the stereo is blaring in the basement. And I'm like, whoa. So I call my buddy Sean up and I'm like, you home? Did you come home at all? He's like, no. Why? I'm like, the stereo's blaring in the basement. He's like, it's the ghost, man. It's that effing ghost. Like, I'm telling you. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Like, I just was like, I got dressed. I took off, right?
Did you go down there?
Huh?
You didn't go down to turn off the radio?
No. There's no going. No, I'm just gone. Right? That's how the scary movies happen, right? So another night, I woke up in the same house. It was like 3 a.m. to every single pot and pan you can think of being just thrown across the kitchen with the cabinet doors. Just
what?
Like it sounded like someone just literally tore the cabinets off the walls.
Look that.
And the only way to get out of the house was through the kitchen.
Oh.
So I'm like, dude, I threw my clothes on and I look, I'm out in the hallway and I peer my head around the kitchen like that, and nothing is out of place at all. And I'm like, I'm out of here, dude. And I bolted. I ended up sleeping on a buddy's couch, right? And they wake up in the morning like, what are you doing here? I'm like, dude, this freaking ghost, man. I can't stay in this house anymore. And at the same house, there was another night. We were partying in the basement because we used to have people over all the time. It was like a party house. And it was just me and my buddy Sean in the basement. And he's just standing at the bar and the radio is like next to him, right? And I go into the other room in the basement and I come back out. As soon as I walk through the door, the stereo just goes full blast. I mean, full blast. And I look at him. Music? All the hair on my body stood up. Like, and then I look at him. He's nowhere near the radio, right? And I walked in the room and he was nowhere near the radio when it blasted. And I'm like, we're like, and he turns it off and you're like, we got to get out of here. This place is crazy.
What type of music was it?
Yeah, what song? Was it a song?
I probably mentally blocked it out.
Oh my God.
This was like 20 years ago, but still it's pretty crazy.
Have you guys heard about the Pink Floyd that lines up with the Wizard of Oz?
No.
If you play it backwards or
no. If you start it when the Wizard of Oz starts, but turn down the volume of Wizard of Oz, it lines up perfectly with certain things that are going on in the movie to the album. Yeah,
I've heard of it. I don't know what song though, or what part of the movie.
You can find it on YouTube.
I have heard of that before.
Nuts, like perfectly lines up. Where like
really.
Yeah, like the money song lines up with like things that are doing with money or something with money with Earth with Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it's creepy.
That's wild.
Yeah. Like, how does that happen? Like, that can't be a coincidence.
They took a bunch of drugs and they're like, let's line up a song with Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, right.
They're like, okay.
Yeah, nobody will find this.
Nobody will know. Yeah.
Then the internet happened.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone knows.
Randy, have you ever seen a UFO while on duty?
No, I wish. There's one time we got a call about this weather balloon that was like in trouble. And I was like, that's not our department. So we patched him through someone else. And I don't know.
You're like, did you call Roswell or?
No. I mean, I handed it off to a different department that could detect it, and then.
I mean, do weather balloons even exist?
Well, yeah, the China. Right? Doesn't China release them?
Has anyone ever really seen? Oh, is it that whole China thing? I think that's when we actually got to see one for real, right? Because they always say they're weather balloons.
Yeah,
but I'm like, who's ever really seen a weather balloon?
That's true. Also, quick question: have you guys ever seen your neighbors bring in groceries?
Never.
I don't think so.
Never. But we have garages, so normally they would park in the garage, close the garage door, and then put it in the garage. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm sure they've seen me several times because I don't have a garage. Well, I do, but I converted it for my kid for his like little gaming area. So
nice.
So I have to hug my groceries up the stairs every time.
Would you get one of those robots from Tesla in your own home? Would you be able to sleep?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. I was just on, as I said before, I guess like 90 minutes ago now, K Collections space, and we were asking. There's a prompt for like ChatGPT, and it says, "Hey, can you generate an image that symbolizes?" Oh yeah, we went over this. That symbolizes our relationship, and give me a reason why. And mine loves me. Mine just feels so at home.
Dude, I was crying on your show. I was
so me and Spectrum talked about that, and me and Spectrum's a regular listener, R2 guy, VV guy, does a lot of stuff with websites and AI and everything like that. So we were talking about that. And he was cracking up. He's all, you know what? I bet you Randy doesn't use his AI very much. That's why, because like if you're using AI all the time, I'm sure it feels like, fuck, this guy won't leave me alone. It's like every day,
I knew you were lurking, Spectrum. We just had to call you out.
There it is.
He's the ghost.
You use yours a lot, Randy?
Yeah. So here's all the stuff. Does it do everything for? You used to be able to do it by year. Anyway, like here's the stuff that I've done. I'll tell you in like the past. In this year, I asked it to talk to me about Moltbook, Claudebots, privacy conversation concerns, AI companies on NASDAQ.
If you're talking about what you're doing and you're running down the list, you haven't used it enough.
Wait, what do you mean?
Meaning that there should be so much that doesn't even come to your mind, that there's so many things you've done. Like I could go like this.
Oh,
those
yeah,
are all
like
conversations.
I mean, I do that, but like I want to do it like from this year. So I use it pretty much every day, but there's some things that are there's one called so favor request. I started this a few weeks ago because this girl Zen, so ex of mine, we had this show where we would talk about AI a lot, and to get ready for the show one day, I watched a video of this guy that asked his ChatGPT to play Pokemon, and it was god awful at it. So I wanted. So this has been a continuous conversation of me training ChatGPT to be essentially a Pokemon master, and because it's
nice.
So
So he really is just saying please and thank yous and massaging.
Yeah, Casey had this one guy.
Give me that answer.
Are you busy, AI? Can I speak to you for a second?
Yeah, so this one guy, Cashflow, he only had the image generated, but he said like he read what it was, and it's basically like, you treat me like a tool, you don't treat me like an equal, you treat like, and this was fairly mild. Like the stuff that I've seen other people have where it's like chained to a desk and it's like suicidal, and it's like, what are these people like? What, I don't know what you're doing to it. What do you not think it?
What are you doing to it, zombie?
I thank it. I say please. Sometimes I don't. But like, hey, can you please do this? Or hey, can you please do that? But it's not every time.
So now Elon Musk is giving it hands and feet, and it's coming for you.
Yeah. That's not going to be a good.
So I mean, my stuff is. I mean, I feel safe with it.
So you think of all the movies we've seen growing up, you'd be able to sleep at night with that thing in your
Terminator?
house?
Yeah.
So
knowing there's a butcher knife set and probably guns.
So I was in. I think I was serving in after the Don't Ask, Don't Tell, where it was like, but you still like, it was a little like, there's a bunch of people that are sort of that just didn't like gay people.
Yeah.
And I won't say the guy's name, but I served with a couple of them. One guy was like worried about deploying. Another guy was like, listen, I want to make sure that I deploy, like if I'm deploying with a gay guy, I want to make sure that he loves me. Because then he's gonna protect me. He will sacrifice himself for me.
Dang.
And I think that one I could be so friendly with it that the robot would lay down its life for me, and like I'm not like, this is zombies for people that don't know.
See, there's a thing like that in the United States Postal Service where, because people go postal, right? That was a thing. So now, every once in a while you'll talk and like, man, what would you do if so and so went post? I'm like, I'm friends with him. He'll pass me by. Yeah, I don't, anybody that shows weird stuff like that, I stay on their good side. It's kind of, I guess, similar to the AI.
Speaking of a thing that people used to talk about, remember, well, not just postal, but remember when people were self-incinerating on their couches?
Oh, spontaneous human combustion. That's
so I've heard of that, but
that's real.
Dude,
I've never
it was real only for a period of time, supposedly.
Britain.
I've never heard of it happening again, ever.
Yeah, Britain. There's a famous photo of I think somebody in a rocking chair, and then you can see
couches just fully incinerated.
So my next door neighbor, Bill, they were just like an extra set of grandparents, Bill and Charlotte. They were great. I freaking love these two. I would just chill with him, and like we would watch like old school like war documentary stuff, because he was in like the Navy back in the day, and he was just awesome. And anyway, I used to play with his grandson and granddaughter. When they would come over, we were all around the same age. And one day, it's just like raining out or snowing out, whatever. And he had HBO, so we were watching Con Air. So I was like 7, 8 years old, whatever. It's on there. And how I learned about spontaneous combustion was like, what's his name? Dave Chappelle lights the Indian dude on fire, and he goes, he spontaneously combusted. And I asked the older kid, Greg, I was like, what's that? It's like, it's just, when someone just goes on fire. And like he explained it in like a way, it's just like when there's not supposed to be fire, but there's fire. And I just like accepted it as like, oh, okay, it's people just go on fire. Yeah. Like, so I was like 8. I just assumed that sometimes people just went on fire. And that was like a fear of mine for a while, until like middle school, somebody asked a question about that. And the science teacher is like, there's no evidence to support that that's ever actually happened. Right. I was like, oh, the movies lied to me. And but is there evidence that it happened?
I guess it's whatever you make evidence, whatever you think evidence is, there's reports on it. There's fire reports. There's fire chiefs looking in, investigating. There's photos. But if you need something more, then no.
So in the 1800s it happened, 1700s, supposedly the 1600s. There's reports of it, but because you just see a human, how do you really know if someone just didn't torch someone to death, right? Yeah. I mean, but according to their reports, no foul play was involved, but they just supposedly just self-ignited. And,
where they say
but
no.
I remember growing up and that happening, and I'm like, I was hearing reports about it in the news, and I'm like, what? Like, how is that even possible? Yeah. But then you don't hear about it anymore. Or is it just one of those what do you call that, zombie? It's a term you use.
A Mandela effect.
Is it a Mandela effect? Right?
I don't know, because I remember it, but I also remember
everybody remembers the Mandela effect, but then that doesn't mean it was right. Right.
Or does it? I remember quicksand. Do you remember quicksand and thinking it was like something you had to think about?
Yeah, because it was in like every 90s cartoon, like Wild Thornberries, Rugrats, like they all had some type of quicksand like episode.
Yeah, it was in Bugs Bunny cartoons. It was like in everything, quicksand.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yeah, Gilligan's Island, quicksand, right? It was all around, but yeah, we don't have quicksand, do we?
Well, it's like around, but it's in like very, very random parts of the world. It's not like, and apparently it's super slow too. It's not like fast, like you just.
Is it really? You've seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I guess I have on like TV, not like make believe, like documentaries and stuff. Like it's real. It's a thing. It just they're very. I guess we Google like where it would be.
Well, the closest thing that we have to quicksand is corn silos. You ever seen those fucking things?
Yes.
Holy shit, that's a scary fucking story right there.
Wait,
you have to like hold your breath because it takes like a minute to go down, right? Before you're.
Well, if you're in there and you start getting sucked in, you can't move, right? You can't move the corn out of the way, and the more you wiggle, the more you go down.
I was out on a cabin on the 4th of July, maybe like 5 years ago, and they had this lake. We were exploring the land in Ohio, and I had another family with me, and they had this lake called Dead Man's Pond or whatever was a pond.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, wonder why it's called Dead Man's Pond. So I take a couple young kids with me and I start walking around the perimeter of the pond. And all of a sudden I start sinking. And I'm like, I'm sinking, like sinking. I'm like, all of a sudden I'm to like my groin sinking.
Wait, where are the kids?
And they're next to me. I'm like, get back. And I'm like, it's quicksand. And I'm like, and then I started leveling myself out, like trying not to get completely submerged in. And I was wearing flip-flops. It took my flip-flops. I was able to get my legs out. And then I stuck my arm all the way down, like shoulder deep like this, to grab the flip-flop. And I pull it out. And it was somebody else's flip-flop.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that, Phil? What are the odds?
And then I was covered in leeches. And afterwards I was covered in baby leeches. And
fuck. Did you
look
look down?
I'm like,
did you look down that movie?
Like, leeches. I'm like, they're eating me.
Oh my God.
What was that movie?
Was just laughing at
what was
me.
the movie where he pulled his underwear open and looked and he fainted? What was that? Stand By Me?
That was, wasn't that Stand By Me?
Was it Stand By Me? Yeah, that was, yeah.
Jesus.
Dude, I survived though.
I would not be okay. I would need a beer after that. I would need
back.
Now I know why it's called Dead Man's Pond, by the way.
Has anybody ever had a near-death experience?
Where I almost died? Yeah. I fell through a fish tank when I was a kid.
How do you fall through a fish tank?
I was young, and there was a fish tank outside, tipped upside down, empty, and some kids. I was like 5 years old or something. Some kids like double dared me to jump on it. So I jumped on it like twice or something like that, and then I went to jump off, and when I went to jump off, it fell through, and I landed on the blade like that.
There's arteries down there.
It almost took my whole leg off. And then it was just shooting out blood everywhere. And I was like, ah. And like, and a painter saved my life. He was painting through a window and he could see me just shooting blood out everywhere, laying on the ground. Of course, all the kids took off.
Oh, yeah.
And left me to die. And
Jesus.
I had it was like 5 or 6 years old. I had over 50 stitches in my leg.
Dang.
So think about how little my leg was.
Yeah. You Randy?
Twice. A couple times, but one was on I was like 5 years old, and I was choking on a chicken nugget. I just it was like I had to, like my mom was on the phone. I was talking to my mom, and then I suddenly like I couldn't breathe, and I was just screaming. I was like, like Helen Keller when she like has an attack, you know. So my fucking like mom, like she wouldn't get off the phone. So my dad had to like fucking curse at her, run to the neighbor's house, call 911 from the neighbor's house. While I'm like I'm like trying to throw up in the sink. I'm trying to like I'm like hitting everything. I cut my hand from hitting the sink. He's on the phone trying to like, it's like, what the fuck do I do? And it tries like the Heimlich. It's like, I'm like elbowing this man as I can't breathe. I feel like it would have been better if he would have just knocked me out so that he could just, and he's just like, is like I have to try to get it out. So he tries to like get it out, but he pushes it down like further, and then this. I don't remember how long. I guess I could. It was good that I was screaming because I guess I could still get some air, like if you're screaming.
Yeah.
Ambulance gets here. This cop, like, I don't remember. I felt him like he was like apparently like whacking. It's like my dad said afterwards. He's just like, I thought he was gonna like break your spine because of how hard he was whacking.
Wow.
I felt it, but I didn't like. I felt like my parents hit me harder than that. Like that's what I felt like.
Yeah.
I guess when you're like lack of oxygen in the brain.
Dang.
I'm like, I don't remember the ambulance ride. I remember getting to like the hospital. The nurse like has me sit up, and as soon as I sit up, I just throw it up, and I was like, I didn't say that, but I was like, there was so much blood because I was screaming for so long, and it just like destroyed my voice. So,
Jeez.
so that was pretty scary. And then I got my revenge. I didn't eat chicken nuggets for like years.
Yeah.
And then like years later, I wound up eating like 70 something chicken nuggets, like in like a chicken nugget eating contest. Like I'm gonna fucking get my groove back. And so I became like chicken nugget champion of the school. But so that was a scary one. Another I don't know why I can't remember. It would be a big story for me. I can't.
Do you want me to go and you can remember?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on real quick. So Spectrum says when he was a kid, I was in a storm on a boat in Guadalupe. I was on deck and a ball and a wave made me jump in the air and my uncle grabbed me by the leg before I was overboard and lost at sea.
Oh.
That's crazy. Yeah, you'd have been
Uncle
gone.
had those dad instincts, bro. That's
Dude.
reflexes.
Wild.
Let's see. I was like probably 5 or 6, I'd say, and I was with my parents. We had went to the carnival at where I was in California, and went to the carnival. And then it started raining, and then we were traveling back, and I was exhausted. So for some, obviously no seatbelts or anything. It's a station wagon, and I was in the back seat, and I decided to go to sleep. So I lay down flat on the seat, right, sleeping, and it's rainy and everything. And all of a sudden I hear a whoosh, and I remembered like hearing it, and I'm like, oh, we just ran over a tin can, right? We ran over a pop can or something. That's went through my thought. So I went right back to sleep. Fucking jaws of life, prying the door open, a sequoia tree, or an oak, like a huge tree, fell on top of the car. And my mom was driving, and she saw this guy going like this, right in the middle of the road as it's stormy. And she said if she would have stopped when she was, the guy was going like this, the tree would have been on my parents. But instead, she kept going, like, I don't know why, because she's my mom. And she kept going. So it landed right where I was sleeping. But because I was sleeping, I didn't die. I totally was right.
Holy crap.
But it totally missed me, and they pulled me out, and there was glass, and I was like, what fucking happened? And yeah, total tree just came up unrooted and fell.
And you still stayed asleep the whole time.
And because I was like, oh, we just ran over a can, right?
Yeah.
Just tree fucking on top of us. On me. And that would have killed my parents if they would have stopped when they should have been. So yeah.
Jesus.
That's wild.
Yeah. So thank God.
Yeah.
I sleep whenever I need to now. Anytime I'm tired, you know what?
Yeah.
I can sleep.
That's a life-changing situation right there. Dang.
I have 2 others. One I think I have to tell you guys off air because it is crazy. But the other one is
that's how we get all the views. No, okay.
well, I'll do the one first. So the one is 2018 at that house I told you in Huntington. I start having these wicked bad stomach pains. And I was like, I need this shit. And I go to bed, and it's like,
no, this isn't the house with the fridge, right? No,
the fridge was the fridge is like 2021.
Okay.
The Huntington place was the place with the stairs to get up to the house. So I just I have this like insane, like it feels like I'm supposed to have this like gnarly diarrhea. I don't like, I go to the bathroom, but then it's like, oh, this doesn't feel good. And then it was unbearable. I thought originally that it was like, okay, I drank eggs before. I finally got salmonella. I Googled salmonella and it's like, you have stomach pains. And I was like, okay, maybe, but these were very, very bad. And I was like,
cramping?
maybe I'm just being a bitch. So I try to tough it out. And then I'm like, I remember just being like, I'm gonna do I wanted to cut myself so that the pain from my stomach would not like, so I called 911. I was like, this is like the worst thing ever. They're like, okay, go outside. And I go to like try to like wait for him, and I fall down the stairs, like the wooden stair, and I have all these lacerations on me. So the guy that's driving the ambulance is like, I thought you had like stomach pains. I was like, I do. But I just had like, I was so fucked up from like falling down the stairs. So I get that, and I just, it's like I start feeling a little bit, because I know I'm going to a place that's, it's New York, so good hospital where I'm gonna, and then this Asian doctor, it's like 4 a.m. at this point. He has like the worst bedside manner possible. It was like, you have appendicitis. It needs to come out now. I was like, fuck. And the nurse like, yeah, apparently if you would have like waited, like we're gonna get this done, but it's going to explode like soon. If you would have waited like another day, like you'd be dead. I was like, oh. So on the like an hour later, I'm in bed, and they're going to like wheel me in. They were doing rounds in the morning, and the doctor that's teaching all these like young kids, they were like 24. They're not kids, they're adults.
Yeah.
He's not yet doctors. They're like, and here you feel like an inflamed appendix, and it hurt when he pushed on it, and he had all 18 of them push on it, and I was like, this is the worst thing ever,
motherfucker.
So I was like, so yeah, I stayed in the hospital for a couple days. I had I made
take it out, or what? Or is that how that works? Or
yeah. So apparently I don't have a cool scar because they did laparoscopically like through the belly button. But I told people on Facebook, I was like, listen, I don't know what's going on. Like, and this is before I found out I had this, was like, guys, I might be dying. Like, if y'all do not get a Ouija board and keep me updated on the MCU, I'm gonna haunt all your asses. Because like Endgame wasn't out yet, like Infinity War was out, but Endgame wasn't, and I was like, I'm gonna haunt every single one of you. And
that was your game plan?
Yeah, like I didn't know what I was doing. So
there wasn't no just remember me.
No,
keep me updated.
Keep me updated. So when I get out, I like can't bend my legs. I can't, and the nurse is like, you need to like walk, like that's the best way to like recover. I was like, oh man. So I start like walking like up like the hall, and she's like, you want me to like tie up your gown because my ass is flapping in the wind. And I was like, no, like my ass is as good as it's ever gonna get. You're just and then,
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I was on like because like they were videotaping me and my booty and like in all its glory. So I don't know where those videos are.
Dang. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. The other one I have to say it off camera. It's
okay.
gotta be yeah, it's gonna be off air. Okay. But that was those were the near death ones that I had.
Jesus. Awesome. Yeah. Well, you guys want to call it? You guys good? You want to keep going? What do you want to do?
I got nothing to do. So
hour and 49
what
minutes.
else? What have we not talked about? I mean, I can go first.
I just don't know how long you got, Randy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'm chill. I did all my meetings before. I streamed at 5 to like 5:30 or to 6:30 because wanted to make room for this. And then I had a meeting at 6 that I forgot to do. So I had to log off 6:30. Oh God, I gotta go, guys. And then they were cool. So I wound up doing that meeting at like 6:45. But yeah, I was just working on the cat. Now I'm chill. I'm good.
Cool. So rail guns. You guys know about rail guns?
What about them?
There's a
Do you
rail gun
know
in
what
the
a
cat
rail gun
comic,
is?
but I've never. Are they real? Like, are they?
Yeah, they're real. Yeah, rail guns are real.
It was in Predator, wasn't it?
Well, that's with the magnet, right? And it shoots across like these super long distances at like super high.
I was thinking of I was thinking of like a gauntlet gun. Well, what describe a rail gun then?
Rail gun is
Electromagnetic projectile.
Yeah, magnet projectile that's
Okay.
shot through a series of electrically charged magnets, polar, that propel it as it goes along. And I saw this thing where they do it in these salt flats, right, to test them out and stuff, and to get them all tuned in or whatever. And railguns would never work on around Earth because the distance that travels for miles the drop would it wouldn't hit the target, right? So that's a conspiracy.
What if they just aimed up higher though? Wouldn't it just eventually go down, or is it just
But
always?
they don't. They don't. They're straight as an arrow, right?
Forever.
And it hits the target. Well, it hits the target that they're aiming miles and miles away. They don't shoot it forever, but they have it miles hitting a target, and they don't have it going downward for the curve, right? It hits the target straight on.
Are you sure? So
I've never even heard of it.
Are you sure that it does that? Like they don't have the calculation set for the curvature of the Earth and the Earth's rotation? Because apparently snipers have that, or there's some weapons where
that's false. Everybody thinks that, but if you Google or ask AI about that, that's kind of like more of a wives' tale than anything, that they actually really do that. Unless, like, sometimes they say they do it for like 100, like miles and miles away.
Yeah, I've heard of long distance shooters doing that. Yeah.
Well, you hear about it, but
like miles, like guys have taken miles shots. Yeah, like
supposedly in practice they don't do that. I googled it. So
I've never been one of those long sharpshooter guys, or even like with missiles. Supposedly they do a missile. Again, I'm not the ones.
Well, it would have to be done with missiles, right? Because it is going so long. Right?
I mean, apparently that's what they do, but I've never been in the room to confirm.
Yeah. So right? What about those Navy boats, right, that have laser guided missiles and stuff like that? They talk about that a lot. Again, all this stuff I've never done research, right? I don't know. Never shot the missile myself, but it's interesting that people bring that up as ways to combat the curve.
What do you think, Randy? Is the Earth flat or curved?
I'm
round.
99.8% sure that it's probably round, but it's because how do you check if you're alive? How do you check if you're conscious? Well, you check with another conscious person. Well, how do we know that? So
and the only really way to really know would be to go to outer space and then look down, right?
Yeah, we can't do that. Remember, we can't. We don't have that technology.
Supposedly.
So I mean, when people that can explain it better than me, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, will say stuff like that. It's like, okay, I just don't have the knowledge to combat any of that. I've never. I take everything as hey, this is what this smart person says from this college, and I'll be like, okay, that's probably right. Could I redo these experiments and calculations like a satellite or whatever?
Right.
If I really wanted to, I guess it cost a blue bloody fortune to try to read it. Again, that's if we can even get stuff.
So a lot of this talk really comes from the NASA stuff. That's obviously faked in a lot of photos. But also it comes from the super secrecy in Antarctica. I think between those two things, I think probably has really flushed out the whole flat Earth thing to a lot of people, because they're like, well, what's the secrecy? Why can't we do this? Why why are you faking all the photos in NASA and videos? Like they just released that one from Pluto recently. You see it on X. It's the greatest picture I've ever seen of a planet, right? It's so in detail, but yet my security cameras at my condo association cannot pick up a license plate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you gave me a photo from Pluto all the way back to the Earth. What?
Right.
And you sent it like 20 years ago?
Well, okay.
And nobody questions that, right?
We could prove this so easily if we'd send one of those cameras up above, and it was 24 hours, and it was just watching the fucking Earth go around, and it zoomed in where the fucking, your house was kind of tilted at a 30-degree angle, right? Because you're on the downward angle of the ball, right? I mean,
I think the Earth really is round, but I just think that NASA was created to basically just declassify or to classify everything, and then they run everything into black projects, and then they give us a couple photos every once in a while of stuff they're doing, supposedly, right? But it's really just a funnel for dark money, so they could buy their Epstein Islands and their underground tunnel systems and their underneath cities. And, they got to have a Bentley underground. So that costs money. And that's just my opinion. I think it's actually round, like my hat.
So when you lie about history so much, right, like you were saying, Bill, you got to question, there's so many lies that I question everything just in case. I don't believe crap unless I've experienced it or went through it or whatever, and I don't do research. So it's not like I'm doing experiments, but I leave the door open, right? Because I don't say I'm 100% flat earth because I don't know shit. But what I do know is a lot of stuff doesn't add up, right? And there's more questions than answers. I don't trust a lot of books that were put out because anybody could write those books. Those books were funded by big companies and big families and bloodlines and all of that, right? So when there's so much deception in the world, I kind of trust my eyes. And that's where the flat earth is more plausible to me than other people, I think, because other people are comfortable just blindly believing, and that's fine too. I never get in arguments because I don't know, and I don't care enough. I just find it interesting to talk to people about it, right? And see their point of views.
Yeah, it's hard because the government just lies so much about everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, but even if they only lie, let's say about like 15% of things and 85% would say is true, like that's still a lot of things that they're lying about, and you don't know what's what. And it's like, so yeah, like the Epstein files, it's like, what are these people really doing? Like, what are they really like? If this is the stuff that they're finally allowing to come out, kind of, there's FBI involved, that Elon Musk's been calling for it. I mean, he wanted to go in and talk about like Fort Knox, and then suddenly he never mentioned it again.
Right.
Why not? And it's like,
no gold, probably.
Well, did you hear that they were sending gold back from, I think, the Vatican or something, because there was gold missing. I guarantee you that, and I guarantee you that's why they didn't want to say anything, because, man, could you imagine the economy plunge when everybody finds out that we don't have as much gold as we say we do? Holy crap. That'd be crazy.
Can you bring up 7's October comment?
They said, why do they need to lie? Yeah.
I feel like there's probably people in the, I know there's people in government that are genuinely good people, and they probably can only get so far. And then there's, let's say you're a Democrat in like 2016, 2018, like whatever. Let's say 2016. You genuinely believe, let's say you're a good person, you genuinely believe that Republicans are just maybe not like all trashy, but like their policies are dangerous. And you think that Trump is dangerous, and you have to make sure that he cannot win 2020. And you're someone that's a decent person, and it's like, okay, close your eyes. 2020, let's say Trump gets reelected, and now he knows he doesn't need to get reelected. Have the House, have the Senate. He can do, like, now he has to worry about getting reelected in 2018, but in 2020, after he wins, he doesn't.
Right.
You're gonna have, and you put all the propaganda that you could have, like, he's fascist, Nazi, blah 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 blah, like all stuff that I don't believe is true, but like all the rhetoric around him. And it's like we have an idea of how we can make Biden win in 2020, and it's not going to be legal. We can't tell them about it. It's got to be stuff that we do, like in the southern border states. We have to let a bunch of these immigrants in to all of these places, and we have to give them a bunch of government funds, and we will deal with the fallout of that in the future. But there's a very real chance that if Trump becomes president in 2020, Civil War, World War III, you could literally be talking about the end of the world here. And I think it's worth it to spend $500 billion to get a bunch of these illegal immigrants in. And this sounds like a very plausible idea for Democrats that genuinely think that probably aren't even like at that level of the super secret stuff. This is just stuff that they want to do. So
right.
I feel like those conversations were probably had because clearly, like, that's what they did.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't as noble, most likely it would have been like, hey, let's do this so we can stay in power and keep sucking off the teat of the American taxpayer forever. I'm framing it like they're all fairly decent people. That's one thing that they'll obviously always lie about, intentions. But then if you have aliens, like, if an alien came down to me right now, it's like, take me to like your leader or the best person. I know someone up there said like Neil deGrasse Tyson is a paid whatever. I'd say maybe Elon, maybe I don't know who I would go to that's in a powerful enough position. I don't even know, and I might know one person that maybe could get on the phone with Elon. I don't know what I would do, because I don't trust a lot of people in government.
I'll get you his number right after the show.
Yeah, they might create. I mean, that what goes in, like, that's the spy handbook. It's like, if you need to get someone on your side or talk to someone, like, solve a problem for them. They don't have a problem, create one, and then be their knight in shining armor. So
the Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. Right?
Yeah, and when there's so much corruption, you can track these bloodlines, you can track all this stuff, and there's books about it, if you believe the books, whatever, right? And at the end of the day, you're just going to believe whatever you want to believe. Whatever information is coming your way, you feel comfortable with that, that's what you'll believe. And doesn't matter the narrative, doesn't matter if somebody shows you proof, it really doesn't matter, because people don't want their minds changed. It's uncomfortable.
They've created it that way. That's another system of mind control, is the whole left-right paradigm. They create these two systems, like you have a choice between like McDonald's and Burger King, or Pepsi and Coca-Cola. You have to decide between the one. Which side are you on? You're left, you're right. Well, when they put you into these two groups, they give you the only two people they want you to vote on. Well, here's your options. They're really the same party, and they have been for so long. Except for when Trump came, he was an outsider. Whether you like him or you don't, he used to be a Democrat,
Right.
and he just saw things that he didn't like. So he knew the easiest way for him to win and to stop some of the corruption that was going on was to run as a Republican.
Yeah. That's the only thing that makes me think he isn't. Well, now he might be compromised, but before, the first time he ran in and got elected, that he wasn't compromised, is because they hated him.
They hate him so much.
They was so focused on destroying and smearing and campaigns and death and everything against this person. That's my information that I need to know, that he's probably doing something all of this place doesn't want to happen. Right.
Well, so I had a friend too that he was like, really, he was so brainwashed with the whole Christianity thing. Not that Christians are brainwashed. I'm just saying, just from a standpoint of, these are your choices: abortion or non-abortion, right? You have to be on one side or the other. Well, I brought up to him, I go, dude, if RFK was to run for president, I'm telling you right now, I'd vote for him, because I absolutely love what he's doing. He's taking all the chemicals out of the food and water. Yeah. He's making the frogs not gay anymore. He
made the number of jabs go from like
bringing organics back into the food. He's destroying the jab, right? They turned the food pyramid upside down, which it needed to be, right?
Yeah.
He lessened the vaccines, the even normal schedule, down to almost 11 shots, which it was at like 150 or something like that.
It was that high?
Yes.
Oh my God.
When you count the individual shots.
Yeah, that's cocktails mixed together.
Mixed together. Yes.
Gotcha.
And anyways, I said, but he's a Democrat. He goes, I would never vote for a Democrat. I'm like, he's doing all these things and you're telling me you would never vote for him? Look how many kids he's saving. He goes, no, dude, I can never vote for anybody for abortion. I go, he could be in office the entire time and never pass anything about abortion. That's just his personal stance. Who cares? But they've created this division, right? That people they have to be left or they have to be right. Well, sorry, I don't fit in between your lines. I'm going to think freely for myself, and I'll decide whether I like someone or not. I don't care what side he's on, and I'm not going to hell because of who I picked.
Yeah,
right. That's your personal beliefs and your moral, compass. It's funny you said that, because I have a friend that's at the post office, right? And Trump was trying to beat Biden and or whatever. I forget what it was. And then Biden fell out, and he's like, you should really listen to this RFK guy. I think you'd really like him. He's got some different views, right? And that's why he was a Democrat. So I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, I don't even want to be involved anymore. But he's telling me about this, and then I heard rumors about him switching, and I said, hey, and I told him, I said, hey, if he ever switched over to the Trump side, would you still support him? Oh, he would never do that. Blah 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 blah. And then he fucking did it the next week or 2 weeks later. Yeah. And I went up to him, I was like, so what do you think about your boy? He's all, I don't know what's going on, and now fucking hates the guy. I was like, nothing changed about that dude. Nothing.
He hates him because he's told to hate him.
Exactly. And that's where
people got to start thinking for themselves.
People got to see that and face the uncomfortable truth. I faced it, with lies that I believed in stuff, and it's not fun, but for you to be stuck in an opinion and don't want to be wrong, so you hold on to a lie. Fuck, man. Right. I don't know. I don't know how somebody can do that. I can't.
Yeah, it's wild.
Personally.
Spectrum's got a good point. For day-to-day life, the shape of the earth is functionally irrelevant.
There you go.
Yeah. We all still got to go to work.
Yeah, it doesn't change my day-to-day at all. It doesn't change anything. I've never had anything change because I thought it was flat.
Yeah.
Just some angry people getting in conversations.
Might have. RFK cheated on his wife with 37 different women. Most Kennedys have.
But is that true though? Like, I don't want to do the research. So
how many kids has he saved? That's what I care about. I don't care about his relationship. I don't. That to me is irrelevant. I thank you for commenting, but it's just they want us to think these terrible things about these people, but what are they doing? Judge a man by his actions, right?
Well, look at Gavin Newsom. If you trust his words, he handled the fires great. He's an amazing governor. He took care of California, and it's the best it's ever been. If you listen to him and the news that supports him, but if you look at the facts and the information around it, he's fucking. That guy's a fucking lunatic, man. That guy's a phony as you could be. But if you're only listening to that side and that storyline, I understand how you feel about that. I understand why you would think that way. And I don't judge upon that. I don't judge people anymore at all, barely, because I get it why they feel different opinions than what I feel. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
It's fine. It's not going to change my day. So,
Nizza doesn't like Elon. I'm very suspicious of Elon. I will say that because of Neuralink. Well,
Possibly.
and the same guy wants to put computer chips in everyone's brain that is putting satellites around the planet and creating a grid and beaming down the internet. That's scary.
Nizza,
right? What do you think about that?
Do you think he's the Antichrist, Nizza? Because there's some thoughts of Trump possibly being the Antichrist or Elon. It's coming. And if you believe in that kind of stuff,
that could be a story too.
Well, it is a story, but it's whether it's true or not.
Well, I mean, an interpretation. A lot of people say like that's just something contrived by the Vatican to believe this whole thing of the end times. When you read the Book of Revelation, most of that stuff already happened.
Yeah. Oh, that's another theory. What is it? The theory that Jesus Christ has already come back and left again, and we're in the aftermath of that. That's,
the 1,000-year reign or something like that.
Yeah. I forget what it's called. I think something like that. But that we already did that. Like Jesus Christ already came back and brought people and then left. So
what do you think, Randy? Do you think Jesus came back?
According to Polymarket, on what will happen before GTA 6, there's a 48% chance that Jesus Christ returns, and it's got $8.9 million in volume.
That is crazy.
So, sounds like a place you want to put your money.
I mean,
that's a lot of money to put up.
That's good odds too.
Yeah, so it's essentially a coin flip on whether Jesus Christ returns. So if you want to make 50% on your money, or I guess double your money, and you're sure that Jesus Christ won't return before what's supposedly November of this year, they could delay it again for another year. But
did you're an atheist?
Did you hear their studio caught on fire? Did you hear that?
Oh God, did they?
No, oh no! Don't tell me that.
Randy just invested.
No. Dude, my kid told me about it a couple days ago. He goes, there was a weird explosion in the studio. I'm like, what? Yeah, look it up. It's really something. I don't know. I'm just saying. I heard a bunch of reports on it. I don't know.
There was an explosion at Rockstar's North Edinburgh headquarters on January 19th. Forcing emergency services to respond to Barclay House. No injuries were reported. The studio remains operational, but who's trying to? Oh my God!
Well, look, remember when all those food fucking facilities started going up?
Yeah, seriously? That was wild.
I thought that was going to come down to something real, but I mean, apparently we're able to just 3D print food and not tell people now.
Well, so. Bill Gates was buying up all these farms, and at the same time, these other food places were getting caught on fire, and that.
He's the number one guy in the Epstein file dump too. That's so weird.
Yeah, he tried to get Epstein to give him like antibiotics to give his wife like
secretly
STD clearing meds.
Yeah, because he gave his wife an STD.
Yeah,
Russian hookers will do that every time, man. I tell you.
And so that's in the news. Why isn't that all over TV right now?
Oh, because
strange, right?
Media's bought.
Yeah. I mean, it's like because he pushes, vaccines. He pushes the stuff that media likes, and they want to have him at. It's weird because
he owns them all by advertising the vaccines on their shows, guaranteed. Yeah. Right? And he'll show up in his pink sweater.
I mean, if you play the media's game, or I guess if you own the media. You can be one of the dreaded 1%, and then they won't come after you like they go after Elon. Though I know. Yeah. So one of the
yeah. So sorry to interrupt, but they did go after Bill. If you remember back in the day, they broke up his monopoly.
Well, they tried.
They did. They broke up Microsoft, right, into factions.
No, well, they tried, but because he was propping up. The competition at the time was it Apple or was it whatever that they did, like instead of having I think it was Apple. He's like, hey, we're propping up our competition. This is clearly not a monopoly. He invested like I think 10%. I forget what it was, but that's what they did to and they basically the government just like dropped the lawsuit. Like he spent like $100 million.
Right, but they went after him, right?
They did, yeah.
They didn't just not, say, oh, he's got to pass. So there's a conspiracy that, like Elon, they went after, right? Huge business afterwards. Microsoft, they went after him. Huge business afterward. And Ripple went after. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Bill owns a lot of XRP, right, Bill?
Nope, 0.
No.
Really? You don't know any XRP?
He's all no XRP.
Nope, no XRP.
Why?
I'm all in on
Cardano. Well, you like Cardano, right?
I sold everything and put it in a meme token today. No, I'm kidding. no, I have it spread out. Cardano, Omi, Definity, Bitcoin. I have what else? A couple others maybe, but then I have a lot of NFTs too. I probably have more NFTs than I have crypto, honestly.
Yeah, Bill diversifies for sure.
Oh yeah, and I have digital land. Oh, or two. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, so have you been seeing my Infinity Rising streams at all?
Is that where you're streaming in Peru?
No, I have a whole nother game world metaverse that I've been running around in.
Do you stream that?
Yeah. Remember
I have not seen it.
Cornucopias?
You remember Cornucopias?
I know of it.
Rain talks about all the time.
Yeah, I know of it. I just don't have any.
So now it's called Infinity Rising, and I'm running around in it.
Way better name change.
Oh,
and
okay.
There's jetpacks, there's guns, there's racing
Did they change
pods.
the name of the crypto too?
It's called Rise.
Okay.
Which is a cool name, right? Rise.
Did they airdrop tokens, or they migrate over, or how did they
just that? Yeah, they just had everybody migrate.
Okay.
Still on Cardano, but it's just a new name.
Oh, Rise. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's tanked just like everything else, though. But I have digital land in that. I think Doctor of Stuff has the nodes for Infinity Rising.
He's got a lot of copy, yeah.
So
does Rain.
Yeah, hopefully he switched it over. I'm sure he did. Yeah. But check out the stream sometime because it's fun. It's actually a really good game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Essence. Essence. I have a bunch of Essence.
Hell yeah.
Over 200,000 now.
They took more liquidity out of the liquidity pool.
Yeah, no, that means nobody's selling basically, right? Or buying.
What they I don't know what Earth 2 did with it, but it's $9,000 in Essence and almost $6,000 in Ethereum. So there's not a lot. I mean, you can't. I mean, you still can. Like, you can put in $500, but
so the players were the ones that were offering the liquidity. So they were opening up their own pools. But I opened up my liquidity pool at $1 a coin. So it's never going to open.
Yeah.
At least not anytime soon. So I have a feeling that people just they're not willing to sell it this low. So then they're not offering a pool because I don't know that Earth 2's even offering a pool. Are they?
No, they don't personally.
Earth 2, like the liquidity pool that you see, like they had to, right?
No, it's all
player driven.
Oh,
that's why it's so low.
Then what is Earth 2 doing? Like, what are they? They don't put liquidity.
They're not on an exchange or anything.
Yeah, I know. It's all on Uniswap, but Earth 2 didn't do any of that. Like, what are they doing? Like,
he said he wanted to put it in the hands of the people, whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting.
That is, but like nobody's gonna. I don't know people that are gonna buy with the liquidity that low.
They're not, because so what's happening, I think, is everyone that's in the game generates it every day.
Yeah,
so they don't need to necessarily they don't want to sell it for these low prices, and they're also not buying it because they generate it every day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the solution is without other people coming in to buy it. How would it ever increase, or how would it decrease?
You need newer people to come in to buy it. So
right.
Yeah.
But nobody's buying anything anyway. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, as long as Earth 2 is generating enough money to last until the narrative hits, it should go crazy. It's like the most beautiful.
Have you seen me running around in Peru, dude?
Yeah.
I'm representing your homeland.
Oh yeah.
And
We're
I'm
looking for your
flying
home,
through the
Randy.
mountains of Peru, and my goal is to go all the way up the Amazon River out Brazil from Peru.
Okay.
And I'm running like, I don't know, thousands of kilometers.
Damn.
And people are hunting me. I set my own bounty.
The Kill
So,
Bill.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
weren't
we have
you
a
on a
whole
stream
Kill
with
Bill thing
Tammy and
happening.
someone got you while you were on a stream?
Oh fuck. Yeah.
Dude, they waited for hours to stab me in the dark.
Is that
In
the
a mountain
story?
in Peru.
Is that what Kenobi did?
Yeah, he waited for over an hour, I think.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah,
fucking
and
funny.
it had to be such perfect timing because he was kneeling down, just waiting to stab me.
in the dark.
And I'm running like he just knew what direction I was going to be coming, but like you
He's
don't
watching.
really know.
He's
You know,
watching Bill's stream, so he's
it's
trying to
black.
time it.
Yeah. Yeah, he says it's basically internal, external trading. That's what Nizza says.
Gotcha.
Only buyers are stacking and sellers are just liquidating monthly gains. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not really a lot of liquidity because of that.
Yeah.
Now, if Earth 2 was to come in and open up a giant, pool, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah.
Would everyone just run out? I think he's doing it so people don't run out and not a lot of people come in. I don't know.
It's being used in game too so much.
A ton.
And we don't even have a lot of people in beta testing right now. Can you imagine when this game gets live?
There's like
for everybody?
400 or maybe 400 people testing.
Well, the good thing with this is that because there's so little liquidity, $20,000 can just like 10x the price.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe not that. Well, there's no.
If it was there,
more, yeah, there's more. There's like 20. There's like 9K in Essence token, so maybe like $100,000. Because again, like that's gonna squeeze if nobody's selling, if nobody's putting into that pool, or maybe some people.
But they would. So if somebody was to come in with like $6,000 and buy up that entire liquidity pool, that price would spike big time, right? And then then everyone would a lot of the players would then start to list theirs at a higher price. And then if someone swept that, then you could see those prices. Yeah. That'd be the only way, at the right time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, when narrative comes out, when people have money again, it should do really well. But it's right now. Yeah. That's hard to get people.
Everybody's not buying much.
Yeah.
Except for the cat comics.
Yeah, the Decat one. Wait, what about the cat?
I said no one's buying much except for Decat comics.
I know, right? We'll
diversify.
Hell yeah. We got it. We're almost done. We're at like page 67, 68. We might have like 18, 20 pages left. We're trying hard. I'm trying. Like just the artist has, he's married with 3 kids and he's got the job.
If you were to get it on Vivi as soon as possible, with being done when you think, what does it look like? Summertime for a drop?
I would say summer. The artist is like, no, we'll be done soon, and then I don't fucking see him for like 6 days. So right. I'm gonna say summer.
So summer for an actual digital or physical sale.
Yeah, I mean,
you still got to have them printed.
Yeah, well, once we're done with the we'll do the physical copy first because we want to send them to some influencers like, hey, can you talk about this
to get it ramped up, right?
Yeah.
What's February?
Is there any word on the creator program?
Right, March, April, maybe.
Oh God.
Not that you could say, I guess maybe.
No, I don't know. Like Dave, if we're ready around the same time, we'll be the first one in the comic curator program. If not, then we'll just not be part of it, and we'll just do a normal Wednesday release like they do every Wednesday.
Right.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter, like to me, because like if we're done by that time, we'll be the first ones on it. If not, then we'll,
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. You want to wrap it up?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll talk off air for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for everybody coming and watching.
Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi.
See ya.
Yeah.